What's up, my name is Isaac and today I will be showing how I built a helmet from Halo. Specifically, I'll focus on the helmet in some of Reach's concept art, shown here alongside some other Spartans. Halo Infinite has a pretty good angle on the helmet too, for reference in the paint job I will be doing later on. Starting off this build, I bought a helmet model from a shop called Aguilar Workshop. I'll link the site in the description below if you want to check it out. The models are pretty spot on and pretty easy to put together. They have an assembly video as well as a description in case you print them out for yourself. This next step was pretty important in terms of saving time. I had to make sure each model was angled correctly on the print bed to reduce the support cleanup. These are some of the things that work for me, but feel free to experiment with your own settings. I print with a 0.6mm nozzle and have a wall thickness of 1.8mm. This combined with 15% infill keeps my print strong and able to withstand a good amount of sanding. I experimented with these settings in the past on an energy sword I built. This kept it both lightweight and sturdy. I also print my supports with a 7% density, making them fairly easy to be removed upon completion. Saves on filament too, which is an added bonus. These settings I'm showing I'm most comfortable with and I've had the most success. There are times I'm away for work for 12 plus hours and I can't see my prints. So this is great by lowering my risk of coming home to a web of filament. Next is the actual cleanup of the prints. Here I had already removed the larger supports, so I was just left with the smaller details. Usually for this, any precision tools tends to help out the best. I tried smoothing the print's contact points with a sanding block. This would make sure each part had a flush fit after being put together. After a good amount of time trying to do so, I decided to go ahead and buy a detail sander. This was very much worth the investment as I can now easily switch between grits and printed pieces much more quickly. The next step is going to be painstakingly long. A lot of repeated sanding and priming, taking time each step of the way to make sure the best surface to paint for the final look. I'll start this by going across each of the parts with the 80 grit sanding pad. This will give the primer the best surface to stick onto. After I'm finished with the 80 grit, I'll go ahead and vacuum each part with a brushed end to bring up any dust that might be stuck to it. I also use compressed air cans to free up anything else, and by doing this I'll give the primer the best surface to grab onto. For the primer, I'm using a high build primer. Spraying this will fill in any other imperfections as well as the low spots on the print itself, evenly coating each part, avoiding applying too heavy as that will get me to have dripping or buildup in the more detailed areas. After this, I went ahead and sanded with a finer 200 grit sanding pad. This will smooth the helmet even more and show which areas are needing a bit more attention for the next round of sanding. This finishes the first phase of this project. In the next video, I will be going over the last part of sanding as well as the final paint job, making it look a bit closer to what it would be in game. Thank you for tagging along in this series. All tools and gear I used for creating this video will be in the description below. If you enjoyed this or found it useful, please share what you think in the comments and I'll be sure to answer. Thank you again and I hope to see you on the next one.